The vision of Christian Heritage is to see families restored, children filled with hope and prepared for life.
Greg and Lisa have an amazing legacy. I'll never forget the first time I met Greg. About 5 minutes into a conversation, I leaned over to my wife and I said, I want to work for that man someday. He was very business savvy and he was climbing the corporate ladder and was very successful. But he had a vision that God gave him to care for children and families right here in Nebraska that were vulnerable. And so he had a choice to make. Does he keep climbing the corporate ladder or does he follow God's call in his life? And I'm just so glad that he made that decision because he's impacted hundreds, thousands of families and children across Nebraska. I would imagine Greg is probably the only person in heaven that is asking God to come back to earth for a week so he could work at Christian Heritage. That is how much Greg loved this ministry, and he dedicated his life to it. And I think God wired Greg like that because you kind of need that in order to start a ministry like this and to leave a legacy. And as we can see today, as we're meeting here tonight, his legacy still lives on in what God is doing. If Greg and Lisa wouldn't have started Christian Heritage, there would be a lot of children that probably would have never been in Christian homes. My wife and I would have never had Blaine and Asher, who are my sons now. And also there's been a lot of lives of people that have worked here that have been impacted and have a closer relationship to God because of this ministry. I know Greg and Lisa would just love the direction of where we're going, of continuing to care for children, love on families, and be in that preventative space to help children and families stay together, because that is the whole focus and mission of Christian Heritage.